Right. It should be live. Brush, pencil, paper, sets. Awesome, awesome. Hi everyone. So hi Sassy Britches, hi Curious, hi. Hello Pumpkin, hello 23. I have to turn around away from the mic to see your name, so that's why there's a weird pause when I turn to look. And hi Static Cling, hello. Sucks that your kid is sick though. That's not fun. And Dirty Blue, hello. Hi, do you say baby or baby? Hello Meryl, hi. Many new faces today. Hi everyone. Hello and welcome. So you can still vote for one of these 3 palettes, and I will then proceed to make mixes from these. So I did that last week with this little palette here. That is the sort of leftover palette after assembling the other 3. And then I did like a bunch of mixes. Many of these following suggestions from the chat. And we found a surprising amount of really good mixes, in a way. Still not over this one. I don't know what happened here, but it's really cool. So yeah, so more of that today. The first one, Babi, okay. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, I'm too old. I want to eat all of those mixes, seriously. The Bermuda Triangle? Yeah. Yep, I think that's a good name for it. So I think it's gonna be the night. Oops, sorry. I think it's gonna be the nighttime palette for today. So I will. Last call for votes, and then I'm gonna pack the other 2 palettes, and we will get started on this one. So, how is everyone today? How have you guys' week been? Is that a sentence? I have spiced tea, so chai, with a little bit of oat milk in it. Hello, and I think some people have done some pretty cool configurations of these little palettes to fit more pans in it. Though I haven't done it myself, so I wouldn't know. But the tray, like you can remove this insert. So new job is kicking in the back. Oof. Huh. A really interesting turnout for the votes. Half the votes were for the nighttime palette, and then it was a quarter of the votes for each of the other two palettes. A very satisfying split. Alrighty. Now this. Where am I? I was really still trying to figure out if we're in school. Oh no. I'm laughing because of the what Sassy Britches is saying, like the urge to go to the art store in the middle of a snowstorm is really relatable. Otherwise, I'm really sorry for everyone who's having a bit of a harder time. It's the struggle bus is still bussing, but we'll make it. We'll figure it out. Okay, which one is which here? That's the which one is it? Regular Shadow Violet. Okay. Okay, so I have the palettes, I have the color lineup, I have the paper, pencil, brushes, water. Just need to check if I'm in frame. Who says this? The struggle bus can't be a party bus. Okay, seem to be in frame. So, oh, only thing I'm missing is post-its because I kind of need to be able to write down the color combos you guys throw in the chat because otherwise I don't remember them. So, what kind of mixes are we starting with today? The colors in this one are Quinaphthalone Yellow, Pyrrole Scarlet, Quinacridone Magenta Intense, Mineral Violet, Indigo Greenish, Shadow Violet Light, Shadow Violet, Phthalo Blue Green Shade, Caput Mortem, Cypress Burnt Umber, Burnt Sienna, Monte Amiata, and Derp Green Gold. The struggle/party bus definitely needs to make a stop by the art store. Oh my gosh, static cling. In which sort of general area are you located? It's snowing here, so yeah, but it's like it's very like mellow snow that falls slowly. It's very picturesque. Hello, Paolo. And no frills. Hi, Queen Magenta and Sienna. I'm sorry if you see the camera wobble. I apologize. It's I keep bumping into my disc because that's nature of the beast. What I do for these is ideally take the proper color first and I mix them directly on the paper because first of all it's fun, and then I don't need a lot of palettes for mixing, and we can find some really interesting interactions by mixing on the paper. I really should have pre-wet these though. The like these more earth color pigments, they're a bit drier than others, so they take a bit more time to re-wet. Yep. Too greenish and pink. I'm stoked to see the Queen of Talon and also the Shadow Violet. Shadows, Shadows Violets, all the S's. Not sure what a snow skull is, but it sounds like you'll have to hold on to a rope when you go to the barn. In front. Yeah, that's kind of a good descriptive. Hey, Liz, hi. Caput Mortem and Indigo Greenish. Okay, Caput Indigo. Okay. I'll try to get the Sienna pink one to be a bit better too, because it's a bit butt at the moment. There. That's a bit more fun. I'm so excited to mix stuff with Indigo Greenish because, oh, did you see that? Ah, that color. Oh my gosh. How pretty. And candy grapes are not wine grapes. Ooh. Hey, Yuri! Ew. Oh my gosh, sassy. And aesthetically, I mean, I hope your driver is you know, prepared. But yeah, it's a rough day for like postal workers, delivery uh workers. So we had indigo and then caput mortem. Very sort of an interesting neutral happening here. So what happened with the grape? Sorry, what happened with the grapes, Sassy? Did you like forget them in the fridge too long? I want my whole life to be indigo greenish. I kind of want mine to be that too, right now. I'm gonna try it with the dark green gold and the yellow, I think. It is so strong. Like the tinting strength is absolute. I need some blue tack. Because my palette is, you know, moving. Magic blue tack. There you go. Oops, sorry. Again, I keep bumping everything with my knees. No, because all the other grapes in the mix are still good. Some things been up with cotton candy grapes for months now. Like straight from the store, they're already good. It's such a oh, that's interesting. Mineral violet and burnt sienna. Grapes, I'm kind of very, very picky with grapes. I usually just go for the green ones. The red ones have a history of giving me digestion issues. And the other, like, varieties are really not that available around here, so. But man, a crispy green grape, oh, that's so good. Let's see, Captain Morgan would basically Hello Blue with Captain Morgan or Cypress. We can try both, see what happens, because there's still a significant difference between the two of these. Okay, so I really have to write these down because I have the memory of a goldfish. Is it? Grapes for the win. Do you prefer with or without seed? There's nothing. Oh, no seeds, no seeds. Though you would have a really hard time finding grapes with seeds here, unless like it's summer and some sort of variety is available because it's grown locally. We mostly get the grapes imported, and it's always table grapes without seeds, and red and green. Oh, table blue, okay. Yeah, I agree about the frozen grapes. I also tend to make them in the summer, and they can double up as ice cubes. If you need to cool your drink, but you don't necessarily want to dilute it, you can plop some frozen grapes in there. I pretty much hate being surprised by anything in food. That's good insight. Capricious, unproblematic, really. I mean, it makes absolutely beautiful mixes. And I gotta say, as far as phthalo blue-green shades go, the Roman Szmal one is, I think, is one of my favorites. They're all very similar, but it's like I look at it and I don't immediately think I have no idea how I'm gonna use this color. Like that's a very usable color, and it's a beautiful mixer too. Yeah, the frozen grapes are a lot of fun, but I find it difficult to eat a lot of them. I'm not all that big on like chewing on frozen stuff. It's just, oh, it's a weird feeling. But they are refreshing, and if you want something that you have to eat more slowly, they really do the trick. Super refreshing. Also would recommend bananas and whipped cream. I'm not a dairy person for health reasons, but I've never been a big cream person, even when I could have it. I've never really liked whipped cream. Like, my mom would make a strawberry shortcake. Or is it angel cake with strawberries and whipped cream? Anyway, some sort of cake with strawberries and whipped cream, and I would always ask her if she could just save me a slice before putting the whipped cream. Just a slice of cake and some strawberries, and that's good. Ugh. Accents carries the December 20. Ooh! Good to know! I don't know what I was expecting from that mix, but it wasn't that greenish indigo. Yeah, it is. It is nice, isn't it? It's I mean, it's fitting. It's a nighttime palette, but we can get a good amount of neutrals in here. The mineral violet and the sienna flocculated in a really peculiar way. I think it's mostly because of the sienna, because the mix here with the magenta also has that flocculation texture, which is not like granulation. It's more a bit like a noise effect rather than very textural granulation effect like you get here. It is more like strong contrast in values. Okay, what else? What else? So it's a nighttime palette. What kind of nighttime colors? Blech. And, the color now in greenish indigo. Laura, hello. Auntie Patience, hello. It's been a day. I hope your day gets better from here on. Come on, only good vibes. The indigo greenish is almost black when it's like super mastone. That's kind of full. Hold on. Quite convinced with this, not that it's a bad mixer, but it's really doing unexpected things. So, in what way? These swatch sessions are teaching me to not be so scared of mixing purple and yellow. I always expect something yucky, but this is twice now that I've really liked it. Yes, I mean, truly, a yucky color is the worst that can happen. So if if you accept that, anything, anything different is going to be an improvement. So it's sort of one of those mixes that has a really high likelihood of surprising you in a good way because your expectations are so low. The number 8 flat shader from Princeton. I mean, it doesn't have to be long bristles. Like, this is what I had on hand, so this is what I'm using. But you're gonna get really fun marks, brush marks, with any kind of flat brush because of the mere fact that on one side it is very wide and then flip it 90 degrees and it's really thin. And that's true of any flat brush. So it doesn't have to be particularly long bristles or particularly short ones. Just the fact that the brush is a flat brush, that's going to be like very different from a round brush. Hello, Melissa! Expect a color tone and it does another. Expected, but the violet plus sienna mixed in reddish brick color or the greenish indigo and sienna expected. Maybe it's just that it's not a hue of sienna that you're used to. Because I feel like none of these mixes are particularly unexpected. I'm a bit more puzzled by the fact that this sienna seems to have a flocculation thing going. I'm not sure why. Like if it was there in the color forever, or if it's some sort of issue with my pan. Really beautiful neutral here. That's Shadow Violet and the Sienna. Purple and yellow can result on either really pretty brick reddish colors or neutral blacks. I mean, not necessarily. You can also get some, like this is neither black, neither red brick, but it is a mix of a violet and a yellow. You get this kind of bruise color. Bad bruise color. Shadow Violet. Shadow Violent. Sorry. That's a great autocorrect. Shadow Violent. And a caput mortem. Shadow Violent. Shadow Violet is a very pretty color, especially like with a bit of a water, a bit of dilution, and some movement. You end up seeing all the different like hues and textures that are in this mix, and it's super pretty. It is a burnt sienna Monte Amiata from Roman Szmal. It's a very orange kind of burnt sienna, but I think it is similar to the hue we usually get for this color from like Winsor & Newton and the like. Let's try these mixes again, but with Shadow Violet Light, see what happens. yeah, Sean, hello. Yeah, the sienna is a bit splotchy. That's indeed a fair observation. But I don't know if you guys can see. Trying to pick up this one. Like, do you see this weird, like, texture that is coming up with them? Oh, you also have it a bit in the cypress one. Interesting. Dude, this one, like, that looks black. It's bunkers. It is so nice. So pretty. What about the yellow with the mineral purple? Violet, sorry. I think this one is going to be really nice as it dries, and like all the character of the mineral violet like shows up in the yellow. Let's try it with the dark green gold too. I'm curious. Like a Mars orange and burns. I don't remember what pigment it is. But I would just, you know, chalk it up to it being one of those variants of burnt sienna that is a bit more orange and less like the usual burnt sienna. The colors are not right, but you kind of get some sort of that nebula effect in this mix here. You know, the what's it called, the horsehead nebula kind of sprouts out. Green gold and queen rose. Oh yeah. We'll have to see, but it can amount to a mix that produces beautiful skin tones. If you want something a bit more Caucasian, a bit more like peachy. But I think usually you kind of need the something a bit more red. But we'll see. Yeah, I think there's some in there, definitely. what was it? Lena had mixed orange and this color to create some yellow. Let's see if we can do that here. Like a kind of a yellow ochre color in the mix. I don't think it's quite the right orange, but it's close. It's close. Yeah, PR209. If you mix it with PY129, like green, deep green gold or green gold or whatever it's called, you can get some really interesting colors for all the variation in skin. I don't really feel like we've ended up with a lot of mixes that are good for nighttime, though. It's like there's too much saturation going on. Already tried the Queen Magenta and at nighttime, dawn certainly. That's a fair point. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, it's giving me hope. Hold on, what was the mix? Queen Magenta and the Pearl Scarlet. I mean, that's definitely not gonna be very nighttime-ish, but And yeah, I'm thinking that might be onto something, and that this will come up, come across more if I use 3 color mixes. There's a lot of 2 color mixes that are almost there, but not quite, you know. Did I do Shadow Violet with the red in it? I don't think so. Not with the paint water. Mint purple. Yeah, Cypress got neglected a bit. Okay. So what if I try the Shadow Violet light with the Scarlet? Mineral purple and indigo. I think it's funny how the mineral purple kind of looks like PV23 when you first lay it down. Like, it looks like that dioxazine violet. But then when you add more water to it and you let it sit for a moment, it separates and it becomes like so much more than... Okay, let's try a few 3 color mixes. I want to try one with Phthalo blue. Too much indigo. Oh, Jill, hello. This makes me want to dust off my watercolors. I mean, why not? That's the fun thing of watercolors, is you don't need all that much to set it up. You need your palette, paper, whatever jar of water, and a brush. So, you know, it's simple. Pearl Scarlet, Dark Green Gold, and Indigo Green. So, same thing, but with the dark green gold instead of the phthalo blue. Let's see. Guys, is it possible to tone down the viridian green so I can paint the rose? It needs to be more of a blue green. I mean, what colors do you have access to? And yeah, like Jill has says, if you have a cool red or like a sort of a magenta color, have you tried mixing that a little bit into your viridian? How does that work? I put more greenish indigo and shadow violet. Okay, let's try that. a bit hard to see when it's really wet still. Oh, yeah. I was confused for a second because I was like, I feel like I've done more mixes with mineral violet, but I forgot about this sheet. So where was I going with that mineral violet? Okay. Okay, so sleep eating. Have you used the pencils a little bit, Paolo? How do you like them? You did warmer. I mean, if you want to neutralize it, which means get a black, you're on track. But yeah, if you want to just tweak the color a little bit, then you need something different than the one that gives you black. Mix on the top really sums up my whole wardrobe. Ah, and the White Knights fairy tales colors are really inspiring. But you know what? I was looking at them and I was thinking about that set, and I was like, what is inspiring me actually? Is it really the color selection or the theme on its own, or a mix of both? Because fairy tale stuff, especially the older illustrators of fairy tales, has always been super inspiring. So is it just the fact that they mention it that I sort of immediately go to that in my head and I'm like, oh yeah, the stuff that I like, this thing that I like? Or is it really the color selection, or is it a mix of everything? And I haven't found my answer to that yet. It's really difficult with this selection of colors because a lot of the mixes still make for very saturated warm colors. And when you paint something at night in a natural lighting setup, there's hardly gonna be any warmth in the colors unless you perhaps have a fire somewhere. But it's mostly gonna be like desaturated colors, very gray, so not very warm colors. And yeah, it might be a trick about mixing 3 colors to, you know, take a 2-color mix and then take away some of the warmth from it, but yeah, I don't know. And I feel like a lot of the heavy lifting is done by the indigo greenish, which I really, really love. But yeah. I feel like there's stuff for food for reflection in here, like food for thoughts. But knowing that their formulation is the same. You mean the pigment, right? Oh, Alia. Good to know. Yeah, isn't there some deal where the red wavelengths of light first at night don't... is the pigment and that they match. Yeah. I agree, that's pretty cool. I really like that they did that because it's so much simpler this way. Ooh, water. Okay, let's set that aside for now. Still have 2 other sets, and I guess we could probably do a few mixes from one of the other 2 palettes while I sit on this one. So we have medieval and nature. Medieval / ruins and nature. And they were both at 25% each, so it's not like I can go, I'll take the second most voted one. You vote? You poll? Galette des Rois! Oh my gosh! Oh, what kind of galette des Rois do you make, Paolo? I think what happens at night, like, you know, we talked about this a little bit last time, but the saying that at night all cats are gray. And I think it's just that we lose a lot of the saturation of the color. Like, all we're left with is the relative value of what we're seeing. So how it fares on a scale from white to black. And oftentimes it's quite a limited scale too, because there's very limited lighting. So you won't actually get anything that will show up as white unless you flash a light on it. And if you flash a light on it, you're going to pick up the color. It's something with the way the eye perceives color, I think. But yeah, so I'm not so sure entirely that we lose a specific part of the spectrum first, or if we just gradually lose all of the saturation of the whole spectrum. Does that make sense? I'm making a frangipane and crème pâtissière. Oh, that's fancy. Dang. It's like dark vision in D&D. You can see in dark, but only in great. Precisely. Yes, we have two types of receptors. Yeah, we have cones and sticks. It's cone and a bâtonnet in French. One of them perceives the value, so light to dark, and the other types perceives colors. I think physics is so far away, but it was the only super fascinating thing in that physics classes that I had to take as a high schooler, because the teacher was a butt. Watching the last savvy of my two cats attempting to maneuver himself under the couch. Oh, poor baby. Okay, let's go for medieval. Rods. Bones and rods. Thank you, guys. I mean, sticks is the literal translation of bâtonnet, but yeah. Told yellow falls off at the nose. It could be, that could be, well, I'm not all that savvy on it, but you know how, you know, light is a spectrum, so perhaps there's a way in how we perceive it that makes it so some colors are lost faster than others, but yeah. Also, if you think about it, yellow is sort of a lighter color in terms of values too, so I don't know how that all works out. Oh man, that physics teacher, I hated him so much. That was a terrible, terrible class. Ugh. 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 Not because of the content as much as of the teacher and the students I was stuck with. Okay, let me swap my oops, because I have two water balls and one of them is dark gray. And the other is still clear, so try mixes with the clear one. Space, okay. I mean, if it's on the floor, it can't fall any deeper, right? It can't fall any lower if it's on the floor already. Oh yeah. Okay, an atmospheric perspective, yeah, definitely. But is it like everything has a blue tint? I think because of the atmosphere itself, or like the way the not the void because it's full of air and stuff, but the way it will refract the light makes it so that everything looks more bluish. Oh, I mean, art teacher, that's terrible. But yeah, I think I've rambled about that terrible physics thing before. The teacher's idea of giving a class was to sit at his Mac laptop when, you know, it was a pretty new technological availability. And he would just sit on his ass in front of the class and told us to figure it out ourselves, that we will learn better if we figure it out by ourselves. And yeah, okay, fine, I see what you mean, but that doesn't mean it will work with every single student. And then I was the only person that I knew. Like, none of my friends group were in the same physics class as I was. So we had to be in teams of 4. And I ended up with a team of dudes that really hated me for, I don't know why. You know, the guy that said to me, like, turn around and say to me, oh, I really hate people with red hair. And I have really, really red hair. Like, I was there and he told me that, and I was like, I'm okay. You have eyes, they work. Why are you telling me this? I don't care. I don't like you either. What the fuck? Ah! Not sure if it works the same way in deep space. In space, you don't have any atmospheric perspective. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing to, like, influence the color of the stuff that is further away. Yeah, exactly, Paulo. And I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Paulo, basically. In space, no one can hear you scream. Sorry. But yeah, basically, like, I understand, like, doing experiments to see some, you know, some parts of it in action. That's fine. We did that in chemistry. But with physics, like, I like, to have to figure all of this out on my own meant that I really struggled with that class. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I gotta love when that happens. My teacher threw chairs through the classroom because... What the fuck? We had a thrower too in the Spanish class in high school. He would throw, I think he threw a chair once. Yeah, sorry, the stupid phone. And I hate when it's like this kind of robocall that calls, and it doesn't provide any context. It will straight away go into some sort of issue they have with your payment of something or with your paperwork of something. And, you know, I'm fairly confident that 99.9% of the time it's a scam. But still, sometimes I wonder. especially if the message is in the like right language. If it's a message in English, I know it's rubbish, but when the message is in French, I'm always a bit more unsure. But I know that it's not how my bank kind of does this stuff. But yeah, it gives you pause. I got a pretty interesting scam call once. I pick up and it's a dude that definitely speaks the local dialect, like Quebec French, and he goes uh, like he sounds really really serious and whatnot, and he goes like, well, yeah, well, I'm at the uh, hold on, I'm searching for words. It was basically held up at the police station, and I was like, uh, I'm sorry, what now? And he was like, yeah, it's me, your cousin. And I was like, I mean, I have a cousin, so I was like, so and so. And he was like, yeah. Listen, I got into a an accident. I hit someone, and now I have to pay something. And can you help me? Like, can you send me the money? And it sounded like plausible, but at the same time, not really. And then a few things started adding up, like stuff like the fact that he never gave me his name, and he would really like roll off of the info I would give him. A big red flag. And also the thing that I kind of sort of uh, the final sort of nail in the coffin of doubt was the fact that if it had been my cousin, uh, all he had to do was to call his parents. They can definitely help him. Like not an issue. So he was like, "Oh, can you help me? Can you help me?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, you should just call your parents. Just call your parents." And then the guy hung up, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, definitely a scam." But yeah, that was the most credible one that I got. Otto! En hippopotamus Bosch. Oh no, Pumpkin, your chemistry teacher. Well, I'm catching up on chat. A landline? Yeah, we still have a landline. We're old. We need to get rid of it. But yeah. The Heart is Flat blog. Yeah, my Spanish teacher also he would throw chalks. He threw a stapler once and maybe a chair. He threw a guy's book through the window. Flirting with me. I could never. In the 6 years watching this. It's the first time? Ew, that's creepy, Pumpkin. Oh my gosh, Laura, no way. So and so is in the hospital jail, but you have money. It was my first one. Started telling scam colors. So she can pray about it. I might steal that. That's clever. I have a RoboKiller app that plays. Ooh. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, it's the little things, you know, because you have to pick up on a bunch of little things before you can sort of get the feel that it's a scam. And sometimes it's obvious little things like the wrong language, the wrong name. Like, I know right away that if someone calls here and calls me by Mr. E's last name, that's a big red flag because I still use my own, my forever last name, you know. When they call me Mr. E, I'm like, what do you want? Be quick. More often than not, it's a fortune teller's office that calls. You've won a free whatever reading and whatnot. And I always say thank you, but no thanks. Basically, in French. That's a common one. For a long time, we got the calls about tech support from India about my Windows computer, and I don't use a Windows computer, so that was funny. But yeah, if the robocall is in English, calls me by the wrong name, is an obvious robocall. Like when you pick up, you hear that routine moment of silence, then a click, then about a bajillion people speaking in the background, and then someone with a particularly terrible phone speaking directly to you. Also a call. Also easy to, you know, red flag. But yeah, every once in a while you get one that's a bit more credible. What pigment is the Venetian yellow? No idea. I can't see it. Let's check the chart. It's PY43. I can tell you, I was not going to want that. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Oh, you have a warrant too. Yeah, we get that one. Always, isn't given. Oh, that's something that I find kind of funny. Like, you get a call that is very poor quality, sounds terrible, and the person has a really, really obvious accent. And they go like, "My name is Daniel," and you're like, "No way. Sorry, but no way your name is Daniel." I understand, like, using a name that is perhaps easier for North America to understand, but dude, come on. Dude, no way. No way you're a Daniel. That kind of cracks me up. But yeah, whenever I get a scam call like that, if I'm still a bit like unsure of the most credible ones, I will by myself go check like whatever, like my government account or my bank account or, you know, whatever thing that they were like, oh, there's an issue with that. Or like sometimes it's they go like, oh, you have a $3,000 Amazon order that whatever, and you're like, first of all, no, I don't. I would remember if I did. But yeah, I will still go check my account to make sure that there's nothing weird going on there. So this is the more medieval kind of palette, so I'm trying to go for like moss and lichen and trying to figure that out. I don't think that's the right mix for it, but I feel like the chromium green oxide has the right texture for it though. Oh, I think it works better with the buff titanium. Yeah. This is Kevin calling from California, definitely not India. No, no, I win. The Venetian yellow I have is PY53. That's a different, that's nickel titanate yellow. It's sort of a different pigment, and it's usually a more opaque, very light yellow. That back followed me. Oh my gosh, curious. Is gray and shadow gray. Okay, so the two grays, Davies gray and shadow gray, might make for a kind of a stone, like bluish stone color, kind of. It's still a bit too purple for me, but good work. What about Misty Morning with the Davies gray? Yeah, that could work too. So that's shadow gray. That's Misty Morning. Morning. The carmine has really low tinting strength, so you have to kind of count for that in mixes if you want to see a good range. And then you said Venetian yellow. Take a shit time. Who here has their phone on silent time? I don't actually. I have it on very loud all the time because I don't get a lot of calls on my phones, on my cell phone, mind you. And when I do, it's usually important stuff. And if it's not like obviously ringing, I'm gonna miss it. It's like I'm not used to the technology. So I have to keep it somewhat loud. And also I had to put the ringtone to the ringtone of an actual old telephone, you know, the ring, that one. Otherwise, I'm like, oh, what's this cool little music that's playing? That's fun. Where's it coming? Shit, that's my phone. and then the person hangs up and I've missed the call. So yeah. So yeah, it's I'm still like hardcore introvert, but uh, yeah, I've too often missed on calls that I had to pick up. So it is super loud. And like my texts, I have like 6 reminders 1 minute apart set up because same reason. Like I've had a cell phone for a while now and it's still not ingrained in my head to carry it with me everywhere. I still cannot like figure it out mentally. Like I see this thing, and mind you, I have a secondhand phone, so it didn't cost all that much. But I still see like cell phones. I'm like, this is a $1,000 device, and you want me to bring that with me everywhere, where I could drop it on the hard ground, get it stolen from me. Like it doesn't compute. Like the two things are still not connected in my head. So it's a conscious effort that I have to go, oh, I need to bring my phone if I go out. Like it's not at all an instinct. So I have to set it to ring. If only so I can find it. No. I'm sorry. Gross. Have there been weird censorship? No, none at all. Oh, that sounds lovely, Laura. Blue and plain. Kind of a muted purple gray. Kind of very similar to this mix here, oddly enough. Too much green. Who's blowing up my phone? I'm purple with yellow mixes right now and things are not going great, so maybe I need to use something other than a water brush. But I can't be bothered to get it. What kind of issues are you running into? Oh, I mean, Laura, that's such a lovely... it looked so conducive to creating, in part because it's simple and there's not like an overwhelm of stuff going. It's lovely. How do things show up when they're censored? A mod or me have to prove them. You won't see that it's censored, that's why they censor it. But it's gonna show up for the mods and me. This one is... Oh, that's so lovely. That's good. That's so inspiring, really. All right, I have room for a last little one here at the very end of my sheet, and then I'm gonna call it for today, and we can either continue with that next stream or do something else. If you guys have a preference, let me know in the chat. We'll try the yellow with Misty Morning. That's a lot of Misty Morning. There's a lot more tinting strength than my little yellow here. I think everything has more tinting strength than this yellow. It's pretty, and I like that it's, you know, a lightweight yellow, but oh my gosh, it's so difficult to get it to show up in mixes. Especially with the bully color. It makes for a muted grayish kind of yellow color. Full time. Oh, I have to finish the... Sorry, I forgot to. The yellow is... Oh, where's my chart? It's here. It's the Venetian Yellow Earth. It's color number 107 from Roman Szmal. It's a very low tinting strength PY43. Okay, and the last little poll before I end the stream. I will, as you guys vote, I will go through the sheets of mixes. Why not? So this one is still drying, but it's the medieval / ruins palette. All right. One mix is down here. All right, so that's the, what's the palette we did? That's the nighttime. And then I also have to label these. Wind magenta here. And then this is also shadow violet, I think. So that's one of the sheets of mixes. That's the other one. Look at this one while I label this one. Okay. Night time. Okay. So, pretty interesting things. I feel like the burnt sienna is sort of getting a bit better, so perhaps it's just the top layer of the color that's a bit weird, and that gives me this sort of flocculation texture. But yeah, with these, I kind of struggle to get the right mood, like the nighttime mood. I don't think it's quite there yet. And yeah, the solution might be in 3-color mixes, but maybe I need to sort of think of a nighttime scene and then go straight to the palette to try to paint it, see how I do in this case. But a lot of interesting mixes still. I don't think there's been any kind of Bermuda Triangle with these. But I really like this one, I think. The deep green gold and mineral violet. It's a bit of a muted, muddled, like bruisey color, but I like that there's a lot going on without having to do anything but mix 2 colors. So that's that. And then some mixes of the Medieval Ruins palette, but we'll go over these either next time or in the future. More mixes. All right. The unexpected star for me in that set with Davies. For me, it's the, I don't know yet, but I quite like how the more opaque colors mix with the rest of the colors. Like the buff titanium, the misty morning, the Davies gray, like the colors that are a bit more different that you don't necessarily think to include in a palette. But so far I really like how they mix. But we'll see. Alright. So, thank you so much, guys, for being here today. Again. So, yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for being here today. I'll try to get these posted like I did with the leftovers. Took me a few days, but I got them on the Discord and on Patreon. And, yep. Next week, more mixes. Until then, I hope you have fun making your own mixes. Who knows? If you mix anything that you want to share, you can do so on the Discord server. The link is in the description. It's completely free, and we have a channel out there for swatches, or swatch tax channel. You can put your mixes in there. And there's a bunch of other fun channels to interact with. And a lot of fun people over there too. So again, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you have a great weekend. If you're getting snow right now, stay safe, stay warm, and see ya in the next one. Bye bye. Oh yeah, and take cake.